Morning. What up? What up? What up? So I recently saw this video. Uh, this dude. It's about this chick. She invited. She had met a dude on Tinder. He asked her if he could stay with her. Because he didn't have anywhere to stay that night. She was like, yeah. 2 in the morning. She leaves him in the living room. She locks her bedroom door. 2, 3 in the morning, he starts banging on her door, saying that, yo, I left my charger in your room. And he's like, yo, you never. She says, yo, you never been in my room. So he's bugging out. She called the cops. Cops get there, and she's like, they tell her before she opens the door, brace yourself for what you're about to see in your living room. And he had the whole Dexter setup. He had like the tarp all over the wall and a bunch of knives and whatnot. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because dudes like that, stories like that, experiences like that, that's why a lot of women are weird with dudes. And I frankly can't blame them anymore. And like a big part of this too, this is not just me, I do not pander. Asses are for sitting, not for kissing. But yo, like, in my own personal dating life, especially when I was younger in my formative years and whatnot, I kind of picked up, like, just because I have 3 sisters, the baby only boy, um, yo, there's some weird ass dudes out there. There are dudes that are so unaware or so, like, sometimes it's oblivious, sometimes they just weren't some people just don't know better, but yo, like, that's not an ideal experience that anybody would want to deal with, and you can't really fault women for that. I will say that there's like a whole things that can be said about, like, especially nowadays, like things that women need to pick up on, but I'm gonna leave that alone because for the dudes, like, stop sweating the small things. Stop overreading the small things. Go with the flow. Go be cool. Be comfortable in your own skin. And I'm aware a lot of those things are like easier said than done, but that journey is worth the trek. And I can say that from personal experience. And I mean, shit. Like, I've come to acknowledge that, like, growing up with that many women around me, and it's also like aunts, cousins and whatnot, I feel very blessed that I'm able to just like understand that part. And I've seen many men like struggle with that. On the flip side, I do overthink, you know what I mean, and it took a while. That's another journey I had to have just to get out of my own head. But don't, guys, just don't let the small things bother you. Like, don't overinvest on one person. It's weird because it's like there's a level of because I feel like it's hard to give you one, like, hey, don't care, but you gotta care. Give a fuck, but don't give too much of a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of hate that's kind of it, but it really, the reason why those kind of pieces of advice are still valid is because not every situation's the same. Nothing is cut and dry. That was my ankle cracking. Nothing is the same. Nothing is cut and dry. Life is full of nuances. But dudes, stop. The more importance you put on things that you don't have control over, the more frustrated you get. So, I remember when I was young, I used to get upset that, like, I had no problem telling the girl I liked her, but she didn't feel that way, like, and I got upset. And I had to realize what I was getting upset with was what was going on in here. I was mad that it wasn't transpiring outside. And when you move like that, when you move with what's going on in your head and like getting bent out of shape that it's not going the way it was in your head, you're setting yourself up for failure. And it's important that you have to be able to pull yourself out of your head. That means you're in your head too much. That means you're overthinking things. That means that you're you're overbanking on the idea that what I want is going to transpire, and you have to move for the things you want, but you have to be realistic of it's a possibility this won't happen. Whenever I go into a job interview, I'm mentally prepared to just be like, hey, at the end of the day, they could just say no. Everything could go right. I could be the perfect fit for them, but they said no, and that's life. And you look at an ideal mate of like, you see, as a dude, you see a girl that you like, you see, I could be all those things. I've seen her asshole boyfriends before, blah 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 blah. She might not like you. You theoretically check all those boxes, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and how people feel really do impact. Like, like everybody has something that they really like, but then there's that one day that they don't want to do it. It's really that simple. It's weird because it's like the extreme. Don't always dive into. You can't always dive into the extremes, but it sounds like when you're factoring the big picture of everything, that's pretty extreme when you think about it, because it's like, like having a bad experience as a kid will impact you as an adult, and those little things. That's how people have. That's how anxieties and traumas are built. So I guess to take it back to like, dudes, we can be creepy. We can be creeps and we don't even know it. And it's like things that are like out of your hand. That I guess my summary of how to avoid this is to just be cool. Like, don't you have to go with the flow and like be able to remove yourself from the situation, because if you don't, then you're just the creeper that's staying there, or whatever the case may be. Just be cool, man. And I'll say this, and I think this is a good way to end this. There's an art to saying I don't give a fuck. And when I say, for me, when you hear me say Natic, say I don't give a fuck, 9 times out of 10, I care. When I'm saying I don't give a fuck, what I'm really saying is, I have accepted that this is out of my hands. So whatever may happen will be, and I don't give a fuck, because and me saying I don't give a fuck is me not sweating the outcome of what will be, because it was out of my hands anyway. And it used to suck, because that's a crazy ass, like, to go from I don't give a fuck to actually I don't want to do, like, it's kind of hard for some people to grasp, but that's really what it is. And it took me a long time to understand, like, people don't think like that. I recommend you think like that, because it helps life easier. It helps you, like, kind of flow through life and whatever obstacles it throws you. But yeah, that's it. It sucks, because I feel like I'm saying all the right stuff. I feel I'm saying what I want to say, but it's like I can hear, like, I'm not really giving you a set answer, but it's because there isn't one. And that's why it's like the way you respond to things. You're responsible for how you react to things. People can coerce, people can influence you. But at the end of the day, you said yes, you said no. So the best way to do it is to not stress yourself, not take this so seriously. A big reason why our elders and people that's not in the States, like people that aren't from first world countries, they're more at ease with things. Like, you go to like war-torn parts of the Middle East, these people are enjoying their lives, but it's because they know this is all they have and this is it. So when they come here and they see us, they're looking at us like, yo, you're sweating what? You're being upset about what? And I will say this too, dudes. Women have their own battles, so you kind of gotta just let them have it. like, and when I say let them have it, it's just, it's not like, oh, they're gonna win. No, there's no winning or losing in this shit. It's life. But it will help you. Just there's no competition. There's no like whatever the object of your desire, like a woman that you're crushing on. You have to factor in that, yo, she got her own shit going on, and that's fine. I'm okay with not, and I'm saying all this stuff with confidence because when you're moving like you don't care, and meaning like you're not sweating what happens, you're just doing what you do, you're following what's in here, you follow your heart, people will see you. And what sucks is like the people that you want to see you won't, but that's fine, because the people that see you for who you are, those are the people you want around. Granted, there are people that they're still users, there's still foul people within those kind of circles, but that's more inherently much more valuable than anything else. All right, enough ranting. Deuces, bless, and like holla at me if you want. If I should go more into depth with this, or if I should have another person to like try to make this more feasible, like I'm gladly do that. But yeah, till then, deuces.